So starting at the tops of the mats, feet together, arms alongside the body. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Tummy is tucked in, engaged, putting the rib cage down. Chest is slightly elevated towards the sky. Fingers are pulling down towards the feet. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest. And then lift the chin up, drop the head back. And drop it down. And lift it up. And drop it down. And lift it up. Dropping it down, letting the head hang towards the chest. Gentle stretch down the back of the neck. Shoulders are rolled back. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Interlace the fingers, push the palms of the hands towards the sky. Pulling the arms back behind the ears and squeezing the hips forward. Exhale, folding forwards. Allow the arms to pull you towards the ground, tucking the chin in so you're looking towards your legs. And then we're going to roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time, tucking through the tailbone. And roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Pull the arms back. And exhale, swan diving down, tucking the chin in, tucking the tailbone, rolling up, one vertebra at a time. And roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Let's interlace the fingers, push the palms up towards the sky, arms behind the ears as you squeeze the hips forwards, focusing on opening into the upper back. And exhale, folding forwards, tucking the chin in. We're going to sway the fingertips from side to side along the mat. Feel a stretch through the glutes, down the hamstrings, maybe even a bit between the shoulder blades, down the spine. And then bend the knees, allow the tummy to come onto your thighs, wrap the arms around the backs of the legs, send the fingertips towards the heels, elbows are tucked around the backs of the thighs, calves, knees, wherever you can reach comfortably. And then we're going to straighten out the legs. The chin stays tucked in so the neck is neutral. There's no strain through the back of the neck. And straightening out the knees as much as we'll allow first thing in the morning. And then allow the arms to hang heavy. Straighten out the legs. You're going to tuck the tailbone and roll up one vertebra at a time. All the way to standing. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms out. Place the palms together, interlace the fingers. Index fingers are still pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to reach over to the left-hand side, pushing into the right hip. Just to show you from the front, we're leaning over and the hip is pushing away from you, stretching through those arms and putting the arms behind the ears. So try not to collapse forward. Try not to let the one arm cover the face. Reach into the left-hand side. Pulling out of that ribcage, out of the waist, maybe even stretching down the outside of the thigh. And coming up to center. Arms pulled back and reach over to the right-hand side, stretching out of the left ribcage, pushing into the left hip. Fingers are pulling to the right side of the room, right side of the mat. Using the one hand to pull the other arm out of the shoulder. And coming up, gentle pull back through those shoulder blades. And exhale, swan diving down, folding forwards, tucking the chin in. Bending the knees, placing the hands on the floor, right foot steps back, or on the ball of the right foot, reach the arms up into a high lunge. Just gently arriving into your posture. Focus on a bent knee and a straight knee. Palms are turned in, and you don't have to commit too low just yet. Just gently waking up those muscles. Folding forwards, placing the right hand under the right shoulder, left arm reaches towards the sky. The bigger the step, the easier it will be to get the hand to the floor. Placing the left hand down to the outside of the foot, step back to a plank. We're going to gently warm up the wrists and shoulders. We're going to push through those toes, sending the shoulders forward, and then push the heels back, trying to sink the feet towards the ground. And then push through the toes, sending the shoulders forward. And then pull back, stretching out the calves, keeping the knees straight. Body ends in a straight plank. Press it forwards, number 3. Pull it back, stretch the calves. Forwards 4. And back. And forwards 5. And back. Dropping the knees towards the ground, twisting the elbows to point towards the hips. We lower chin and chest down to the floor and lying on your tummy. Arms stretch out ahead of you along the ground. Chin tucks in. We're going to lift right arm, left leg. And place them down on the ground. Left arm, right leg. And down to the floor. Alternating number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release, placing the hands under the chest, tuck the toes, push the hips back towards the heels, stretching out the arms, stretching out the soles of the feet. And then lifting up for your first downwards facing dog. We'll pedal out those legs, gently loosen up those hammies. One heel at a time, dropping towards the ground. Think about untucking that tailbone, pressing the arms overhead. And then sinking both heels down to the ground. Lifting up onto your toes, tightening the tummy. We're going to roll forwards into a plank, shoulders move over the wrists. Just to really reinforce warm shoulders. And then lift the hips up, downwards facing dog. Pressing the arms above you. Lift onto the toes, roll forwards to plank. And back down dog. We have one more. Lift and roll to your plank. Hold. And press it back, downwards facing dog. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling, lift up onto those left toes, bring your right knee to chest and step that foot to the front of the mat. So right foot steps between the hands. We're on the ball of the left foot, reach the arms up into a high lunge. Palms are turned in, right knee is bent. If you're warm enough to go for that full 90 degrees, feel free, but gentle stretch through the hip flexor, warming up the entire thigh, really. Palms are turned in, shoulders are down. Folding forwards, left hand under left shoulder, right arm reaches to the sky, rotating the spine. And then releasing the right hand to the floor, step the left foot to the front of the mat. Legs should be starting to get a bit warmer now. We're going to brush the fingertips along the ground, sink the bum down, reach the arms up into your chair. Doesn't have to be too low. We're just starting out for the morning. Pulling the knees back, sinking the bum to a comfortable position. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift up to tabletop. So legs are straight, spine is straight, tipping the tailbone forwards and lifting the chest for a nice straight spine. Exhale, folding forwards, bend the knees, place the hands on the ground, left foot steps back, drop the left knee down to the ground, unflip the toes. Reach the arms forwards and up. We're lunging, the back knee is on the ground. We're kneeling, that's the word. Palms are turned in as you sink the hips gently towards the floor. You might feel this in the front of the left hip or in the right bum. Whatever's tightest will tend to stretch first. Exhale, folding forwards, hands to the ground. We're going to gently pull the hips back, straightening out that front leg. You can slide the hands towards you, one hand either side of that extended leg as you fold forwards onto the right leg. Sending your chest towards the shin. Nothing forceful. It is cold, so just loosening up the muscles, getting some good blood flow to the areas. And then sink the hips forward. One hand either side of the front foot, tuck the toes, lift the knee, step back to plank. Strong shoulders over wrists. Lowering the knees to the ground, cross the ankles. We're going to lower for a sort of chaturanga, but we're going to hover. So you just lower the chest towards the ground and hold without touching the floor. See my long baggy cuddly shirt. Touching the ground, but try not to let the body rest on the floor. And then lower it all the way down. Extending the arms out ahead of you, turning the thumbs up towards the sky. Chin is tucked in, your neck is nice and neutral. We're going to inhale, lift both arms and the chest off the floor and hold it there. Then we're going to see if we can lift the arms a little bit higher. So maybe the back was working maximally and that was as high as we could get the chest. But let's see if we can lift those arms a little higher off the ground without lifting the head. So keeping that chin tucked in, arms are squeezing through those shoulder blades. Imagine you're folding in half around your bra line. I think everyone here is a lady today. I didn't see any men join the class this morning. But maybe they're still, never mind. Folding down, placing the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push the hips back towards the heels, stretching out the arms, stretching out the soles of the feet. And then lift the hips up, downwards facing dog. Sinking the heels towards the ground. Straightening out the legs and tucking that tailbone. Arms pressed overhead, crown of the head working towards the floor. Left foot lifts up towards the ceiling. Lifting up onto your right toes. Bring the left knee to the chest and step to the front of the mat. Drop the right knee down, unflip the toes, reach the arms up as you sink the pelvis down. Working into both hips, working into that left glute hip, working into the front of the right hip flexor. Folding forwards, one hand either side of the front leg, we straighten out that left knee, putting the hips back over the right knee. Remember to keep those shoulders relaxed. Straightening out the spine as you fold towards that extended leg. Should feel this in your hamstring. Maybe you feel it a little bit in your lower back. It's particularly tight. Shifting forwards into your lunge once more. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, step to the front of the mat, feet together. Straightening out the legs. We're going to inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Palms to touch. And down to heart center. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit warmer. Now's a good time, because things are about to get nice and warm. Okay, so we're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Interlace the fingers, press the palms towards the sky, putting the arms back behind the ears. And then exhale, folding forwards, arms towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift to tabletop, straight spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees, brush the fingertips along the ground, reach the arms up into your chair. Palms turned in, squeezing into that upper back, putting the knees behind the toes. Exhale, folding forwards, tucking the chin in. Bend the knees, place the hands to the ground. Right foot steps back, drop the right heel down, 45 degrees. Press through the left leg, coming up to warrior one. Back foot is flat, hips are square. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, folding forward, one hand either side of the front foot, tuck the roll onto the ball of the back foot. We're going to kick that left leg back to a hover. So we're in a plank, but the leg is pointing towards the back of the mat. And we're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And either drop the right knee down or keep it elevated for your one-legged chaturanga. And then press up for cobra. Hopefully that made sense. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up, downwards facing dog. Right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. And we're going to do 5 little pulses here. So we're just lifting through that glute for 5, 4, work the hips, 3, 2, 1. Lift up onto your left toes, right knee comes to chest, step between the hands. Drop the left foot down to 45 degrees, work the arms up, warrior 1. Palms in, hips square to the front edge of the mat. Tailbone tucks, think about pushing your hips forward, upright in the pelvis. Lunge it low. Folding forwards, one hand either side of the front foot, roll to the ball of the back foot, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up, palms to touch, interlace the fingers, palms to sky, pull the arms back, squeeze the hips forward, open the chest. Exhale, folding forwards, tucking the chin in. Inhale, halfway lift to tabletop. Lift the tailbone, lift the shoulders, dropping the belly towards the thighs. So we're not rounded into your tabletop. Nice flat back. Balancing a nice morning cafe mocha. And getting a great stretch up the hammies. The more you tilt, the more it's going to stretch. As you fold forwards, tucking the chin in, we bend the knees, brush the fingertips along the ground, reach the arms up, palms in, into your chair. Pulling your knees back behind your toes, tummies engaged. Exhale, swan dive, folding forwards. Bend the knees, place the hands to the ground, left foot steps back. Drop the left heel down to 45 degrees, big cartwheel up, warrior 2. Right knee is open, shoulders are down. Arms are parallel to the ground, going in opposite directions. You want to use your right glute to squeeze that right knee open. Working into the outside edge of the left foot, so like you're actively pulling the left arch away from the ground. Flexing up that left quad. Tucking tailbone so your lower abdominals are active. And you're not putting strain through the lower back. Let's hold it for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cartwheeling down either side of the front foot, roll onto the ball of the back foot. We're going to kick the right leg straight back to hover in your plank. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Either dropping that left knee for a one-legged chaturanga or straight down and press up for cobra. Both legs now connected to the floor. Roll shoulders back, tuck elbows in, chest opens up. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up, push the arms overhead, down the spencer dog. Left leg points towards the ceiling. Make sure you're not rotating the hips open just yet. We get to that, just not keep the hips pointing towards the floor. We pulse that left foot up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it high and lift up onto your right toes. Bring your left knee to chest. Step it to the front of the mat. Drop the right heel down to 45 degrees. Cartwheel up, warrior 2. On the other side. Arms are parallel to the ground. Drop those shoulders without dropping the arms. Left knee is open, tailbone is tucked. Gaze is over the left middle finger. We hold for 10, make sure you're breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cartwheeling down either side of the front foot. Roll onto the ball of the back foot. Step to the front of the mat. Feet together. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Squeeze the hips forward. Palms to touch, interlace fingers, palms to sky, arms behind the ears, squeezing the hips forward, opening into that upper back. Try to drop the shoulders away from the ears as you extend into that upper back. Exhale, swan dive and folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift up to tabletop. Lengthening the hammies, squeezing the upper back together to open the chest. And exhale, folding forwards, bending the knees. Brush the fingertips along the ground and reach the arms up into your chair. Pulling the knees back behind the toes, palms turned in. Squat it a little bit deeper. And exhale, folding forwards. Bending the knees to get the hands to the ground. We're going to take a slightly smaller step back with the right foot. So not all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the heel down and straighten out the left leg. If that means your hands come up the shin, that's fine. But we want to keep the hips square to the front edge of the mat. Getting a really nice hamstring stretch through the left hamstring as you fold forwards towards the ground. Pyramid pose for posture. Chin is tucked in, so we're not taking any strain through the back of the neck. And if you can get the hands on the ground, it's really some nice leverage to pull, like push the mat upwards, to pull your body closer towards that thigh. Then we're going to walk those fingertips forwards in front of the toes, bending the left leg, and then lift the right leg, heel to sky. So you're turning those right toes towards the floor, heel draws to the sky, so your hips are square to the ground, and we're not rotated. If you can't straighten the leg, that's fine, you can keep it bent. But then if you're ready to, lift the hands up to heart center, palms together, and then straighten out that supporting leg. If you can't lift, that's fine. You can stay with your hands on the ground. We're going to bend that left leg, drop the right toes towards the floor, reach the arms up into a high lunge. Ball of the back foot sinking into the hip. Palms together, down to heart center. We're going to drop the right heel down and open up for warrior two. So the right foot's at the back of the mat. Right hand is extended over right foot. Left hand is extended to the front of the mat. Bending the left elbow, place it on the left thigh. Right arm reaches over. Palms turn to face the ground. Keep those hips sinking low. And some of you have worked towards this already, so let's take the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Feel free to stay up on the elbow if that's where your practice is at the moment. Just nice deep side angle. We're going to press up through the left foot, cartwheeling up to warrior two once more. Check that gaze over the left middle finger, and then cartwheel down either side of the front foot, roll onto the ball of the back foot. I'm loving this today, so let's kick that left toe straight back to hover. Straight body plank. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down, chaturanga, both legs to the ground. Press up for cobra. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Heels sink towards the ground, arms press overhead. Dropping out of those shoulders so you really melt the chest towards the thighs. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. This time we are going to open up those hips, and let's take the right heel towards the opposite buttock. Drawing the right knee up towards the sky. So really opening those hips. Feel the stretch through that hip flexor. Nice little twist through the back. Lifting up onto the left toes, bring your right knee into your chest and step to the front of the mat. Left foot steps up to meet it. Feet are together, straightening the legs as we inhale, reverse swan dive, all the way up. Palms to touch. Interlace the fingers, palms to the sky, arms behind the ears, squeeze hips forwards. Open up the chest, drop those shoulders to open to the back. Exhale, folding forwards, tucking the chin in, and then inhale, halfway lift to your tabletop. Straight spine. You want to tilt that pelvis forward, lifting the tailbone to increase the stretch on the hamstrings. So whilst we're here enjoying the hamstring stretch, a quick anatomy lesson. So your hamstrings, which are the back muscles of the thigh, muscles on the back of the thigh, they attach right on your sit bones. So the more you lift those sit bones up, tilting your pelvis forwards, the more those hamstrings are going to feel that length. So it's a nice way to not force yourself to have to touch the ground, which gives you a lot of back stretch at the same time. But in your tabletop, you can really just think about tilting that pelvis and really only lengthening through the hamstrings. Right on those insertion points, or origin points really, to get technical. Folding forwards, bend the knees. Brush the fingertips along the ground, sinking into your chair. And now we sink into those sit bones. Arms up towards the sky, pulling the knees behind the toes. Tummy is engaged. Think about, again, you can pull into that lower abdominal area. And exhale, folding forwards. Bend the knees, placing the hands to the ground. Left foot's going to take a small step back. Slight out turn, just as comfortable, and then straightening out the right leg. Folding forwards towards that right shin. If the hands come up, that's fine. So again, if you're enjoying this complete melting towards the ground, forward fold, that's fantastic. You're getting a nice hamstring stretch, maybe a bit of a lower back pull. But if you want to lift the hands up and come to that tabletop, which applies here as well, and then try and straighten the spine and tilt the pelvis forward, you'll feel how the hamstring stretch changes. Maybe move slightly higher up towards the bum. So whatever works for you, whatever gives you the best stretch. Maybe some days you want to focus lower hammy, some days upper hammy, some days you really just need the support from your shin. Then you can focus on the upper hammy on the day, which is fine as well. We're going to bend that right knee, shift the fingertips forwards of the toes, and then lift the left heel to the sky. Working to get it parallel to the ground, toes pointing towards the floor. And if you can see yourself in your video, you can double check, is my leg way up or is it hanging towards the ground still? And find that nice middle ground, working out of that glute. And if you're ready, lift the hands up to heart center with a nice straight back. Are you twisting? If so, square it off. We're going to bend that right knee, drop the left toes to the ground, reach the arms up, high lunge. Tailbone tucks, lower abdominals active. Getting a great stretch through that hip flexor. Palms together down to heart center. Drop the left heel down to 45. Open up, warrior two. Ooh, click, click. Good morning, clicks. Shoulders are down without dropping the arms. Tailbones tucked so the lower abdominals are engaged. Bend the right elbow to the right thigh. Left arm reaches over. Straight side angle from foot through to fingertips. And if appropriate, drop onto the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Does require you to be quite extended, so listening to your body on that front. Finding that space, which means you have to shift those feet further apart. We're going to press through the right heel, work your way back up, warrior two. Shoulders down, and cartwheel over. One hand either side of the front foot, work to the ball of the back foot, kick back, right foot floats to your plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floating down to the ground. Both legs to the floor, press up for cobra. Roll shoulders back, chest opens up. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Heels sink towards the ground. Left leg lifts up towards the sky. Rotate those hips open to get that leg a little bit higher. And then bend the knee, heel towards opposite buttock, which allows you to open even further as you pull the knee towards the ceiling. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up onto your right toes. Bring your left knee into the chest. Step it between the hands at the front of the mat. Step the left foot up to meet it. Folding forwards. Tucking the tailbone. We roll that one vertebra at a time. Roll the shoulders back. Nice and warm, I hope. Fantastic. Let's place the palms together at heart center. Feet are together, big toes touching, ankles are touching. We're going to close our eyes and just take note of our posture and our postural sway. So we're going to ground through the feet. It's an opportunity to catch your breath. So slow down the breathing and take note. Are you balancing or spending more of your weight into the one foot than the other? And if you try and correct it, does it send your balance way off when you start spinning around? Is your weight more in your heels or more towards the front of the foot? Try to find a nice spot in the center, both front and back of the foot. So we're planted through the ball of the foot and through the heel. Legs are straight. Tucking that tailbone and pulling that pelvis upright so the lower abdominals act as suspenders on the front of your pants to pull your hips upwards, improving the lower back arch. Letting go of any scowl or frown that you're holding on to, despite the fact that you might be concentrating. Just let it go. Shoulders are back, chest is open. You want to lengthen those shoulders down away from the ears with that active downwards pull to the point where it almost kind of hurts. So it's really stretching away from the ears, those shoulders. The muscles in the neck and shoulders are stretching as the arms pull down. Maybe think about putting your elbows towards the floor. And then maybe with the palms being pressed together for this extended period of time, you're starting to feel a bit of pressure or strain through the fingers, through the length of the fingers. Because we don't spend enough time with stretching out the hands. Although after all of the palms to sky today, maybe they're a little warmer. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest, fluttering the eyes open to gaze towards those fingertips, and then raise the chin up. So we're going to come to the center of the mat for some balance exercises. We're going to place the weight into let's mirror this, so into the right foot. We're going to bring the left knee up, interlace the fingers around that knee and pull the knee towards the chest. Supporting leg is straight if possible, but no pressure. And if you need to go grab something to help you balance, that's fine too, be it a wall or a chair or a garden fork if Laura's outside today. We're going to take the left hand down to the left ankle, pull the foot back behind you. Reach around with both hands as you squeeze the hips forwards. So being sure, so the balance can handle the turn, yes. Being sure not to arch the back forwards, but, no, only so much, but squeeze the hips forwards as you pull that thigh backwards. Oh, all these turns. Okay, you're going to take that right, left foot, crossing it over the right knee. Opening the knee, we're going to bend the right leg down. So you're squatting, sending your bum back like a chair with the ankle crossed over the top of the knee. So the higher up the thigh you get it, the more the glute stretch you'll experience. Palms together at heart center. Hopefully that supporting ankle is getting a little warm now as it supports you. If you need to, grab the ankle with the opposite hand, or the easiest hand. You're going to straighten out the supporting leg and fold forwards. If you can do this with both hands, even better. But if you can't fold forwards, just working on your glute stretch, which is fine too. Your glute balance. Straightening out the supporting leg, coming up to stand, and release the foot down. Over to the other side. So, placing the balance in the left leg. Interlace the fingers, right knee comes up. Wrap the hands around the knee as you squeeze the knee in towards the chest. Remember not to lean back, but pulling chest and knee towards one another. Reaching down to grab the ankle, pull the knee down, pull the foot behind you. Reach around with both hands if possible, unless you're using one hand for balance, in which case, don't stress about it. But squeeze those hips forwards as the knee pulls back. Tummy is tight, 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 so that your back doesn't collapse. Suspenders, your lower abdominal muscles or your suspenders to pull the hips upright, or pulling the front of the hands up. And then swing it around, place the ankle onto the supporting thigh, bending that supporting leg. Try not to send the knee too far forwards, but bring the knee back so you're working and supporting with the glutes. Remember, the higher you get, the more the glute stretch you'll get in the, should be the right side. All things going according to plan. Palms together, if you need to press them strong together to help you balance, sometimes it helps. And then folding forwards or grabbing the ankle to fold forward so you don't lose the leg and it might fall down. So keep it up. Otherwise, both hands. Otherwise, feel free to stay in your standing pigeon or standing figure four. Floating back upright to your squat and releasing the leg. You can shake it out. Let's grab a seat in the center of the mat. So, bum in the middle, knees are bent. We're going to lean back for 45 degrees, extend the arms, lift one leg, lift the other leg. We're going to straighten out the knees. And then we're going to lift the arms because apparently everything else is too easy. Apparently it's too easy when you do it with the arms straight, so we have to challenge ourselves and make it ridiculously tough. But of course, feel free to keep the arms extended out in front of you. This way you can spend time working on flexing those quads. So you want to see those inner teardrop muscles on the thighs, squeezing those knees as straight as possible. And with the arms extended, you can also work on straightening out the spine. If the knees have to be bent so that you can hold the posture, remember that's okay too, so long as the tummy muscles are working. We're all at different points in our practice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing the feet down on the ground, you're going to tuck the tailbone and roll your way down all the way flat to the floor. Arms alongside the body, shoulder blades are flush along the ground. So you're going to roll the shoulders towards the spine so that you don't have any pointy bits sticking into the floor. Bring the heels in close towards the butt. We're going to tuck the tailbone and roll your way up, squeezing the hips towards the ceiling. So think about squeezing the bum muscles to lift the hips higher. And this angle, either you're aiming for a straight ramp across the hip fold, or you want to increase it. So you're getting like more of a slight arch. The tighter it is, the more challenging that's going to be. But you don't want to keep that fold and only arch the back with that fold still in place. You want to tuck tailbone and extend over those hips so you get a nice stretch through the hip flexors, which activates the glutes and the hammies that little bit more and helps to protect the lower back by not compressing the muscles through the lower back. Now that we've had our hold, let's do the rest of those 10 reps. So pull the rib cage in, curling your way down to the ground, one vertebra at a time, all the way down. Tailbone is the last thing to touch the ground. Tilt the tailbone and roll that, peeling the spine off the floor, squeezing those hips up, up, up. Number 2. And then rolling down, back to the ground. Tilt and squeeze those hips up. Number 3. Find that stretch over the hip flexors. Most of us have a lot of tightness there from sitting. Roll down. 4. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And down. Try not to use your arms too much for this. It is more of a pelvic exercise. So you should feel your glutes. 5. And roll down. 6. Glutes, tummy muscles, hopefully hammies. And down. 7. And down. 8. And down. 9. And down. And last one, squeeze it up. And we're going to hold it here, and instead of just hold, remember march. So right knee lifts up, placing the weight through the left heel, right knee floats to 90 degrees, and then place the foot down. Left leg lifts to 90, and foot back down. 3, we keep it marching. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Foot down, pull ribs in, roll down one vertebra at a time. Bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap the arms around the knees, give yourself a big squeeze, and rock from side to side. Massaging either side of the spine. And then coming gently to center. Arms alongside the body, straightening up the legs towards the sky. Squeezing those quads straight, really drawing the kneecaps up the thighs. You can point those toes, one leg at a time, send towards the ground, brief hover, and float back up to capital L shape. Left leg down, number 2, and up. We are alternating. 3, and up. 4, try to keep the lower back flat to the ground as you extend. 5, up. So avoid arching. 6, up. 7, 8, 9, and the last one, 10, and up. Bring your knees in towards your chest, brief rest. We're going to do that exercise again. We're going to make it a little more challenging. So if you felt any pain in your back, or if you felt that it was really hard enough as it was, feel free to keep it the same. But I'm going to give you an upgrade if you're up for it today. We didn't do much abs today yet, so you should be feeling fresh. So extend those legs, extend the arms off the ground. We're going to pull the fingertips to lift the head and shoulders off the ground. So head and shoulders float up. If you can't hold this crunch, you can stay back down on the ground. But same thing, reach the leg away, and up, and 2, and up. 3, so the arms are pulling you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And up. Both knees to chest. Give it a big squeeze. Rocking from side to side. Placing the feet down on the ground. We're going to cross the right knee over the left knee as tight as you can get it, and then hook the right foot behind the left calf. Extend the arms out in line with the shoulders. Take both knees, falling them to the left-hand side. So the right foot's on top of the left leg, both knees fall to the left. There we go. So you should feel a really nice pull through the lower back. Maybe a good stretch across that top glute. And maybe even a tightness across the right shoulder and chest. As much as possible, you would like to keep that shoulder flat to the ground. Slowly drawing it back up and unhooking those feet. Cross the left knee tight on the right knee. And if possible, hook the toes behind the calf. But if not, don't worry, just so long as you're as pretzeled up as you can get the legs. And drop the knees over to the right-hand side. So the right leg is pulling on that left knee to help twist through the lower back. You need to use a hand to help the pelvis twist that little bit more. Feel free to do so, but keep the left shoulder connected to the ground. Drawing it back up to center, unhooking those legs. We're going to cross the right foot on top of the left knee. Reach through for the back of the left thigh. Grab the back of the thigh and pull the knee towards you for your figure 4 stretch. Relax the head and shoulders down to the ground. You can use your right elbow on the inside of the right thigh to push the knee open. Releasing the left foot down, right foot places down. Left ankle crosses over right knee, reach through for the back of the right thigh and pull the knee towards you. Release the feet down, both feet are flat. We're going to walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat, heels as close to your bum as you can get them. Take both knees over to the right. Right foot places on top of left knee, squeezing the knees to the ground, putting on the tummy muscles or that left hip sustainer to get the lower back flat to the floor without letting the knees come off the ground. Trying to keep the shoulders flush as well. Feeling it over that left hip flexor. It's probably a little bit looser today than some other days because we've done a good amount of work on it. Release the foot, lift the knees up, adjust the lower back, drop both knees over to the left and left foot places on top of right knee. Both knees pulling towards the ground, tummy is tight, putting the lower back flat to the floor. Releasing the foot, lifting the knees up. Bring your right knee to chest, left leg to sky. Rock the left toes over the face and hoist all the way up, crossing the ankles. You can face the front of the class, or front of the mat, or the camera. We're going to walk the arms forward, melting tummy towards those thighs, stretching the arms away from you. We're going to walk the hands over to the left-hand side. And over to the right-hand side. And coming back to center, walk the hands up towards you, cross the other ankle to the front, and fold forwards. Walk over to the left. And over to the right. And back to middle. And walk the hands back up towards you. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Good class. I hope you got warmed up, nice and warm. And I'll see you all later this week.